By being one of the top rappers of the modern age and having a multi-million-dollar company, Travis Scott's label Cactus Jack was made for success. Having 3 rappers blow up over the years, each of them having a promising career, just for everything to crumble down into an abyss. By getting exposed for views, one of your signees becomes extremely irrelevant to even causing one of them to possibly have left? Even having a major tragedy take place, Cactus Jack was quickly becoming more of a failure in recent times. But why is this the case, with Travis having so much money, especially when he's already successful? To answer this, we have to look at the very beginning of this label, and that's what we're going to do in today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy. In 2017, Travis Scott started his label with rappers and producers involved. For today, we are only looking at the rappers. The very first rapper Travis laid his eyes on was Smokepurpp. And well, we know how that's doing. To this day, we actually do not know for sure if Smokepurpp was ever actually signed to Cactus Jack, although there has been claims even by Travis himself that he was. But if we look at like the album or single releases during that time, which explains why people were confused if he was truly ever signed or not. However though, Travis did co-sign him and gave him a chain. In reality though, it wasn't really like all that for Smokepurpp, because all Travis really did for him was give him a feature on the song Fingers Blue.
Till my fingers blue. Till my fingers blue. Till my fingers blue. I like honest till my fingers blue. Till my fingers blue. Till my fingers blue. I like honest till my fingers blue.
This whole Smokepurpp situation started the chain for things to come within the label. Cactus Jack's first official artist is New York rapper Sheck. With his hit song Mo Bamba, Sheck received a lot of attention, including the likes of Travis Scott. This caused Travis Scott to start fucking with Sheck's music. To be honest, signing Sheck was a great idea, especially at the time where it looked like Sheck had a promising career. Sheck was officially signed to Cactus Jack Records and Kanye's label, Good Music, alongside Interscope Records. See, Cactus Jack is not really an official label, it is more of a record deal by being signed under the artist's name. Think of it as a huge cosign by someone. Now, by being Cactus Jack, they do not have distribution rights of Sheck. This is why they decided to work with a distro deal with Atlantic Records in order to distribute his music. Cactus Jack didn't have one independent artist signed, but more on that later. As Sheck was continuing to blow up, he decided to announce his debut project titled Mudboy in 2018. Around the same time of this announcement, Travis would be ready to drop his highly anticipated album, Astroworld. Cactus Jack used this album as promotion for Sheck West's upcoming album. See, Astroworld had a bunch of hidden features on the project, with the likes of Juice WRLD, Drake, and even Frank Ocean. Amongst these hidden features included Sheck on the song No Bystanders, this causing Sheck more exposure to Travis's fans. However, on the song Can't Say would be the introduction to a new mysterious artist, Don Toliver, who would later also sign to Cactus Jack a month later after the release of the project. 2 months later, Mudboy would drop, and in my opinion, Mudboy was nothing too crazy, but it would end up being the highlight of his career. To this day, by having hits like Lift Sheck and Westbin being the highlights of this album. Mudboy had no features and it sold a little over 25k sales within the first week, in which in reality is nothing too crazy for the rapper, especially after being on Travis Scott's album. Now having 2 artists signed to Cactus Jack, things were looking good for the label. 2019 would be the peak for Cactus Jack, though by the release of Jack Boys, which was a Cactus Jack tape. It had the entire roster of Cactus Jack, plus others like Pop Smoke, Lil Baby, and Offset. This would go on to sell over 154k in the first week. In 2020, Don Toliver would have an insane blow up, especially after the hype he got from Can't Say. With having a direct distro deal with Atlantic Records, Don Toliver would start the rollout for his upcoming album, Heaven or Hell. Then dropping on March 13th, 2020, alongside having Cactus Jack members on the album, Don would see an increase in popularity. Thanks to TikTok, songs like No Idea, After Party, and Cardigan would have a massive blow up on the platform. This caused a major push for this album and made Don the most successful artist on Cactus Jack. Heaven or Hell would sell over 44k in the first week. Due to his popularity, Sheck would quickly get pushed to the side by Toliver after becoming the most successful artist within Cactus Jack. See, for Sheck Wes, all his fame began depleting, which caused his irrelevancy to start. In 2019, Sheck would only drop a total of 5 songs, and 2 of them being features from him. Sheck would release Losing My Mind, Sadio Mane, YKTS, also known as You Know the Scouts, as solo tracks. He would be featured on DJ Snake's song Enzo alongside 21, Gucci Mane, and Offset, and Chase B's song Mayday alongside Young Thug. Enzo and Losing My Mind being the most successful out of this 5-track run. Then in 2020, Sheck would only drop once, then dropping only 1 feature in the following year. Bro just fucking dipped. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where the fuck bro went. However, in 2021, the world met the latest member to the Cactus Jack roster, and the main reason for me making this video, SoFaygo. After his hit single, Knock Knock, blew up on TikTok, SoFaygo had the world watching his every move. Travis would start to fuck with the Michigan rapper, especially when he got introduced to his other song, Off the Map, and started co-signing him. With Faygo being signed to Cactus Jack sometime in 2021, he would end up on Toliver's project, Life of a Don, on October 8th, 2021. This album was extremely successful and definitely solidified Toliver's role within the label. Even being backed up by Cactus Jack, Faygo would end up releasing only 1 song in the year of 2021. This was extremely horrible for his look as a rapper, especially after having the snippet for his song Let's Lose Our Minds reach over 1.7 million views on Instagram. This was a huge issue for the fans, because by having more money backed into your music, you should show us how you are improving, especially being signed to a major. Things would be even worse for Faygo when on November 5th, 2021, where a major tragedy would take place. Astroworld was seen as a major festival for Travis and Cactus Jack fans to enjoy. However, on this day, everything would go downhill due to the amount of people trampling over each other on this very day. Many would blame Travis for not stopping the concert, while many were crying out for help. This would cause 10 people to die, and hundreds of people were injured, with 3 of them being under the age of 16 and the youngest being the age of 9. May the victims rest in paradise. This event would cause many companies to cancel Travis Scott since it was his festival. Major companies like Nike and Epic Games would quickly disassociate with the rapper. Rightfully so, many of the victims' families would also sue Travis for the damages he has caused. The rapper would receive more than 500 lawsuits, with 1 lawsuit tying Drake into the mix, seeking up to $750 million. The hate would increase for Travis when he would do an apology in his Instagram story that no one would even take seriously.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to.
Because of the behavior of it within this video, a lot of people would just meme this apology. Although Travis was not entirely to blame since it was his team at Rock Nation setting up the event, Travis could have played a bigger role when protecting his fans, thus putting a hiatus on Faygo's upcoming album since Cactus Jack was severely under fire. We get to see this play out too, because Faygo would release his highly anticipated album, Pink Hearts, on November 11th, 2022. After all the Nike commercials, the Jimmy Kimmel performances, and Apple Music highlighting, this album finally came out. And well, I'll let the fans speak for themselves. Yeah, we ain't wait 2 years for this? Bro got signed and forgot how to make good music. Kinda disappointing. Things would only get worse for Faygo when up-and-coming rapper Yeat would drop his album Too Alive back in February 2022, which sold 35k first week. So Faygo, on the other hand, would not even reach the Billboard 200, meaning he sold under 10k. This caused the fans to troll Faygo even harder, which caused him to rant about the situation on his Finsta account on Instagram. Faygo responds on his Instagram story, "Rather cut all you fake ass half supporters loose and rock with the people who really fuck with me. My fanbase only to get stronger over the years. I'm already up financially, bro. I don't need you bros, I just need my fans. I don't need critics telling me how to live my life or make my music. You know, you go make $1 million then since you know so much." In which then a fan responds saying, You make it hard to be a fan, bro. And Faygo just says, then don't be one. I don't speak much anymore because I know how you bros like to flip narratives and play dumb like you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm only gonna get greater and greater, and my haters gonna get sadder. Pick a side. You gonna be a supporter or a hater? Now look, bro, you understand, you're still a kid. But instead of fighting against us, work with us. We only want to see you up, bro, at the end of the day. Like, that's all we want. We want to see you win. And by having this disagreement between the fans and you, this is gonna get you nowhere at the end of the day. And now we all see that by you being part of Cactus Jack is honestly hurting your career more than aiding it, and that's not good. This literally would be further proven too when Faygo's manager commented under a post saying, "Yeah, bro, he's fully indie, never signed to a major. This album came out through STEM, an indie distribution. He just was Cactus Jack, and he's their only indie artist. Apple just loved SoFaygo and wanted to highlight him and what he was doing as an indie artist." Now, okay, let's be honest. That Apple highlight, cap. That's just cap. Like, there's something behind the scenes. Obviously, since he was signed to Cactus Jack, someone probably knew someone at Apple and they had a connection there, and that's why he was there. There's no other way around it, to be honest. Now, even then, going the indie route was the worst possible choice since there was no push for Faygo's album on major playlists. In fact, I'm pretty sure Faygo's and Ken Carson's song Hell Yeah was put on the Rap Caviar playlist like a whole week after, or a few days after. Sheck and Don were also under fire as well. Sheck released a song with a FaZe member. Yes, a FaZe member. And his other song, LFG, barely surpassing over 680k streams. Then with Don Toliver being exposed for botting views and comments on his latest music video for Do It Right. Although this is technically Atlantic's fault since Don is tied to Travis, and since Travis is the face of his label, then his entire label receives the blame. 2022 is currently the worst year for Cactus Jack, with 2023 not looking good either. Recently, Travis unfollowed SoFaygo on Twitter, causing many to believe Faygo either left or got kicked out of Cactus Jack. Either way, in my opinion, it's a W for Faygo. This is most likely due to Faygo realizing how Cactus Jack is hurting his career, or Travis Scott kicked him because his potential is just gone. Now, before I end off this video, I want to say that Travis can't market his label properly. This is why Cactus Jack ultimately fails as a label. Unlike Cardi's label Opium, where Cardi is not a public figure, so when he co-signs or signs something, it means so much more. Now compared to Travis, who is a big public figure, he has to do these crazy marketing stunts to show the world who these people are. And overall, this just fails because you're putting so much money into promoting them without the music speak for itself. And I know I've been shitting on Sheck West's entire video, but to be honest, his music barely has changed and he doesn't seem to want to do music anymore. And overall, I just want to see Faygo win, and similar to the fans, I genuinely wonder what would happen if he has joined Opium. Things could have been way different, man. Cactus Jack had an extreme amount of potential, but since these artists have controversies or simply don't seem to care as much, it causes us to lose faith. It's 2023 and still no word of Utopia as well. Whether or not Cactus Jack will make a comeback, one thing for certain is, the fans are beginning to lose hope.